Silent steps in a noisy world. In international news reports, we read about a group of Buddhist monks who walked a distance of 3,700 kilometers without weapons, without shouting, without demands for power. They walked carrying one simple message: peace and humanity, at a time when the world is filled with threats, angry speeches, and policies that sacrifice human lives for political interests. The steps of these monks are quiet, yet it is precisely in this silence that their message becomes powerful and unmistakably clear. Today, we live in an era where our sense of humanity is gradually eroding. Human suffering is reduced to statistics. The destruction of distant nations is treated as ordinary news. Empathy slowly fades, replaced by ambition and self-interest. World leaders who should be guardians of human dignity are often trapped in a competition for dominance and control. Who is the strongest? Who is the most feared? Who can impose their will upon others? But the question remains, is this truly the path we should follow? Worldly power, when separated from wisdom and compassion, has never brought lasting benefit. Instead, it creates endless cycles of fear, revenge, and destruction. The monks walking these thousands of kilometers seem to remind us that true change does not always begin at negotiation tables or centers of power, but often arises from inner transformation. They do not force anyone. They do not accuse anyone. They simply walk, inviting us to reflect. They remind us that every step taken with sincere intention, even when small and silent, has the power to touch human hearts. That peace is never born from threats, but from an awareness of shared suffering. In a world increasingly loud with ego and ambition, these silent steps ask us to pause and reflect. Do we still see human beings as human? Or have we reduced one another to tools, numbers, and interests? The world today is deeply wounded, not only by weapons and conflict, but by the loss of empathy. We live in a time when the suffering of others is often considered distant, as long as it does not affect our own interests. Compassion is replaced by indifference. Care is overshadowed by calculations of gain and loss. It is within this context that the journey known as Walk for Peace, a 3,700 kilometers journey of Buddhist monks, becomes a powerful mirror for humanity. The monks do not bring instant solutions. They do not offer political formulas. Yet they remind us of something profoundly important. Without humanity, all power is empty. We witness powerful nations threatening one another, displaying force, imposing dominance. Yet the louder these threats become, the clearer it is that the world is losing its moral direction. History has shown us repeatedly that violence never truly resolves problems. It only transfers suffering to the next generation. The monk's walk represents a different kind of resistance, not resistance through weapons, but resistance against hatred itself. They walk through heat, rain, and exhaustion, as if telling the world, if human beings are willing to walk with awareness, to listen before attacking, to understand before judging, then the wounds of humanity can still be healed. The 3,700 kilometer journey also reminds us that meaningful change is never instant. It requires perseverance, patience, and the courage to remain compassionate, even when the world chooses otherwise. The question is no longer who is right and who is wrong, but rather, do we still possess a conscience as human beings? May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from mental and physical suffering.